Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the Minneapolis-based band called the Cactus Blossoms and their third album called One Day. So, Cactus Blossoms is a duo by the name of Jack Torrey and Paige Burkham. Um, so I got into them in a weird way. Like I came across, actually let me rephrase. So I came across them when I was trying to make kind of an outlaw type of like playlist for Spotify, and I was trying to figure it out, and I was just like I been in those genres before, but I've never actually like dig deep to it. And so I made one, and in that space, I kind of fell into more of a mix between kind of Western type of sound meets kind of uh, indie Americana kind of space, kind of have them kind of flow with each other because it's the vision was supposed to be more like I'm camping out in the like West in the not desert, but like just that cowboy mentality, that thought process. So thinking that, it came across them. I was like, I really like their sound. Wow, they're really good. Blah blah blah. I love the harmonies. Whew, the harmonies are amazing. So I ended up getting into Easy Way, their second album, Easy Way, that came out in 2019. Listened to the whole thing, and then literally after thinking that was the first album, went backwards into looking into their profiles, saw they had an album before that, which is called You're Dreaming, came out in 2016. Listened to that and found some songs for that. So if anybody wants to get into them before I get into this, my favorite song so from the last two albums is Mississippi, Traveler's Paradise for Your Dreaming, and then Easy Way is the top one, which is very popular, which is Got a Lot of Love. The other songs are really great too. This Easy Way has to be my favorite album so far from them, but it's so finding out that they came out with this album, I got super excited because it's finally coming out with me actually knowing that it's coming out. So here it is. I do like this album. I think I had no idea what I was getting to. I tried my best to kind of like have no expectations and not try to match it up with the last two albums, but they do sound pretty much the same in that direction. They still give you that same kind of indie Americana sound. And this album seems like it's more about kind of more heartbreaky than it is the others, which is then the other albums. I feel like the other albums had a mix between like some heartbreak, some newfound love, some songs are just about traveling, and I felt like You're Dreaming and Easy Way really dug into the traveling direction with a couple of songs about the like love and everything. This one I feels like it goes deeper into the love direction, mixed between having good love, having bad love, thinking about the past love, and then and with a couple of small stories in between that have nothing to do with it. So let me go through some of the songs I really like and talk about them. So the first song is Hey Baby, and this one is such a good song. It just talks about just wanting, very simple song. It talks about just wanting to go on a road trip or just go on a trip with their lover, and just having that person with them throughout on the road with them is just really great. It's just the highlight of this trip for them. The sound is really nice. I love their harmonies. Once again, I'm gonna stop saying the harmonies because I feel like the harmonies it's literally so good. It's so good it's not surprising, but in the best way. They just know how to do harmonies. It's so amazing. Going into the next one I really like is It Over? This one talks about pretty much looking back on the days where in their version of a time where music was like the good times in music, I guess, because it talks about the idea of like, it says, there was a time you sang a song of too much wine and love gone wrong. Is it over? And then it says, and then he goes into the chorus saying, all washed up, you're bound to fall. You're just waiting for the curtain call. It seems like what I'm taking from it is the idea of songs used to be so simple. They used to be about certain things, and then it turned into people kind of selling themselves to the just kind of selling themselves into different songs, and not really that it doesn't have too much heart. And I think that that is true and also not true. I feel like there's a lot of songs. There's like a shit ton of turkeys going right in front of me right now. It's kind of cool. There's so yeah, so it just feels like those kind of, it just feels like it's talking about those days of like what happened to days where just sing songs and dance and da da da. I want to get back to that. There's still multiple genres that still do that, but I get what I mean. Going into a shout out, which is everybody featuring Jenny Lewis. This one, which Jenny Lewis is amazing, by the way, get to her. This song is pretty much talking about just two partners that are together and they're just trying their best. They're trying their best in these situations. He starts off the song like, "Here we go again, asking me where I've been," and then she responds into the second verse saying like, if I don't talk much or tell you such and such, doesn't mean I don't care, or that I never say a prayer. So it seems like they both are kind of seeing each other wrong. They're seeing each other they're seeing each other in a kind of a bad light, but they are telling each other like, that's not ever my intention. My intention is not to do this. My intention is not to be distant from each, or not looking. It seems like both of them are saying we don't want to be distant from each other. It's not the intention they're looking for. So just know that we're just trying to do the best thing that we can in this situation and finding our love with each other. One part I really like, it says, "We've seen each other at last in a bit of broken glass," but then he responds by saying, "We really have come so far to even get to where we are." So it seems like they had a lot of hardships getting to the space where they are in their relationship. They had to see themselves as broken to fix themselves, kind of thing, it seems like. Going into Runaway, this one talks about just having a lover that doesn't really feel like committing, even though she said she's ready to commit. She's like, "Oh, my I forgot what he said, but pretty much he's like, "Oh, my runaway days are over. My going out and going crazy, not really committing to anything kind of thing. My days are over. I'm ready to commit to fully you, blah, blah, blah." And then finding out that she actually doesn't. She still misses those days of going out and just getting crazy and all that stuff like that and not committing. And so he kind of feels a bit betrayed in that space. I love the sound of the song. The production is really nice. A ballad. The next song, "A Ballad of an Unknown," is really spooky. It has a nice little like darkness to it that I really like, and it feels like it's talking about this guy who comes into town and he wasn't really looking. He just came there for a job, nothing else, and he comes across a dying man on a street, and the dying man just kind of like, he can't tell what's wrong with him because he's dying, but he doesn't see anything that's wrong. Like he says, "No sign of violence or foul play. Maybe he slipped and fell." But it's kind of a thing that he's also mirroring another side of how other people react to other people's problems. When you see somebody dying or somebody hurt on the ground, people are more likely to kind of just make a huge circle around them, away from them, than to actually help them. And also, to add on to what they're saying, also, if they don't want to help them, but they're still curious, they'll just take their phones out and record it because it's good hits for them. And I feel like it just shows how shallow and how uncompassionate, whatever. How people aren't really compassionate to other people. They're just very insensitive or can be very insensitive. Going to the next song, "Not the Only One." This song, I really don't know what it's about, but I just love the atmosphere of the song. It's just talking about just kind of roaming down the street. He says, "I know I'm not the only one, saying out into the sky turns blue, walking down the street in cowboy boots." It's just a really beautiful environment of a song. I just don't know what it's about. Love Tomorrow just talks about just finding love, whether it's finding love within the relationship, where he's like, some say it can't be real. Maybe we found what we're looking for. Love today, love tomorrow, love today, love to show us the way. And so he's like, this is great that we have this. But then he also pointed out that there's more love to give, but it feels like he's talking more about like universal. Like we can all be more compassionate towards each other. maybe that's kind of combining with the Ballad of an Unknown. Going into the last 3 songs, I did like them. I just didn't really star them. These songs, like Lonely Heart, talks about being trying to have a good time and going out after having a breakup and having his heart broken, and he's like, I'm going out trying to have fun, trying to forget this whole thing happening. So if you're with me, please be patient with me, knowing that I'm just going through a heartbreak. I could almost cry. That's the one I didn't really care for. Nor did I really understand what it's about, other than like, I don't know. I really don't. And then going into If I Saw You seems like a thing of still thinking about his ex and wondering like, oh, I think about you all the time in my dreams, in my thoughts, everywhere. So if I see you, I don't know what I would do, because it's all I think about is you, kind of thing. Kind of ends in a very sad kind of like, I still think about you kind of thing. But maybe one day, the title One Day is kind of like, maybe one day I'll get past this breakup, this heartbreak kind of thing. I feel like that's maybe what the title of the album is talking about. Or one day bettering themselves in a different space, but one day maybe we'll give love to each other and be more compassionate towards each other, kind of thing. That's why I feel like that's what the title might mean. I give this album an 8 out of 10, because there's some songs I kind of like too, but the songs I do like were really nice. And one thing I do want to say about this type of genre is that I love how simple the songs are. The metaphors are there, here, and out sometimes, but I feel like the thing about the songs are just like chorus, like it's so simple. There's no acrobatics or weird shit to add onto it to make it more clever or make it more exciting. It's just straight up song. Here's a topic, pretty simple kind of thing. And I really love that. I kind of wish we can get back to that. It feels like one of those things where I feel like, because there's so much metaphors and so many weird things of saying it in so many different ways, it makes me feel like I'm expecting that to happen. And that's why I felt about this. The first song, Hey Baby, I thought in my head, I was like, oh, this is a very simple song. I don't think I'm going to star it. But I thought about it, it's like, no, it's doing exactly what it came for. It's just to talk about a road trip with a lover. What's wrong with having a song about that, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much what I got from it. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you like this album, let me know. If you have an order of which one is your favorite album from the Cactus Bloom or Blossoms, please let me know. If you like this video too, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell too, so you get more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.